Hi everyone, welcome to Howie School. I'm Joanna. Welcome if you're new here, and welcome back if you've been here before. And we're so happy that you're with us again. Today I am actually going to be doing a review. This is a complimentary product I received through Melanated Gold Review Squad, and we are going to review Pandia Press History Quest, and this is for the early times. Now, we have studied early times last year, but I felt like we still needed to review. And it's always so nice to see the different curriculums and see what you might have missed with one. And I know people who merge actually the one I used last year with this one because they each cover different things. So I wanted to do this as well to cover the things that we didn't cover in our other one. And let me tell you, it did. It really did. For the most part, we really enjoy this. We are enjoying it. Is it the favorite for us, for our family? Probably not, but I know a lot of families who swear by this, and we are big Pandia Press fans, which is why we were super excited to review this, because we have all of their science curriculums, because they're so like hands-on. That's hands-on. It is a lot of work, but I think sometimes because it's just jam, it's pretty easy for me to just do one, hands-on, have one curriculum that's super hands-on and needs a lot of prep work. But this was actually quite different, and I guess I should have guessed it might be different because it's history, not science. Science tends to have, of course, more activities and experiments. But it is a full secular, complete history curriculum. It does have hands-on activities, literature, geography, writing, all of that. I appreciated the geography and the writing a lot from these, and the history, what is it called again? The history hop that the kids do in this one is really, really nice. I'll explain that in a minute. So going into this is broken up into 5 days, which was kind of a lot for us. I don't do history 5 days a week, so I broke it down to 4, and it's really easy to do because this is really short and simple each day. So even if you were doing it 5 days, it's not like you're devoting an hour to it. So it's super easy to do it in 5 days, or even just combine a day or two together to make it less days in the week. And also, homeschoolers, we kind of just do what works for us. So if something doesn't work for you, you skip it, or if you miss it, you miss it, but it's not the end of the world. So they have it broken down where day 1 is your discovering. Discovering is where you're reading their, oops, I said upside down. Yes, I know how to hold a book. You're reading their early times book, and this is the spine that they have you use this, along with the Usborne Internet Linked Encyclopedia of World History. So those two are the spines for this curriculum. So day 1, you're reading and doing, I believe the map work was day 1. Yes, map work. Day 2, you're exploring. That's when you do the history hop, which is also in the spine. And then you do your history travel log. Day 3, you do your activity, hands-on activity. Day 4, you're demonstrating what you learned. And then 5 is about enrichment. You enrich what you've learned. You add to it, go a little deeper. So I enjoyed that. So for day 1, like I said, you're doing the reading. So this was probably the part that was least liked. It was a little dry for Jam. He wasn't engaged, and without this part, it's a little difficult to do it. So that was probably the hardest part, was that for him. It was just a little dry, but it's not long, so it's easy to sort of reread it, or highlight the things that need to be read. And then after you've read it, you do some map work. Let me see. Oh, and you're also reading the pages. If they tell you pages in here that day, you're also doing that. Then you do map work. I didn't bring any of our finished maps out, but it looks like I do have a blank one. It looks like this. And you do the map work. And this is all in the back of the study guide. It's in the appendix area. Anything that you need. You can rip them out, or you can make copies, which is what I did because that just works for me. So that's day 1. So that's the discovering day. You're discovering because you're reading it, you're learning about it, and you're doing your map work. And so that's nice because I appreciate the geography of knowing it's hard to explain where these things are happening without the geography work. So that's day 1. Day 2, you're exploring. That was fun. That is the history hop. Here, I opened up to one. Here's your history hop. And so what happens is this is you. The story involves the child because it's that, like, what if you woke up in that time period? And so you're going through a day and you meet like well, from the ones I've read, usually a tradesperson or someone who does something back then, and then you read about it and you're there. And then after you've read about the history hop, you have a travel log and it looks like this. Here's the cover, super cute, right? And then here's the history log. It's super cute. So you're gonna mark where you went. We mark it usually like starting from Virginia to wherever we went. And then you're gonna mark today and then jump back with an arrow to what time period you were in. And then it has an illustration of what I found there. If your child likes to draw, then that's great, which is Jam. He doesn't like to color in pictures quite as much, but for the child who would not like to draw a picture, they do have, I printed it, but we don't print these because he'd rather draw it. They have these you can just color in and paste in that section. So that's really nice. And then what I really liked is during my travels, I met, I saw, I learned, and they journal that in there. And because Jam really doesn't like writing, for me, it was a great reason to make him write more. So I really appreciated that. And like I said, I appreciated that they knew, like, maybe some child doesn't want to draw it or they're younger, and you can do these. Jan's not big on coloring pictures, like coloring in. He'd rather draw. So that's how the history notebook works, and I think that's super cute. And then at the end of the year, to look at what you've all the places you've been in history, I think that that's super cool. So we really like that. The next day you're creating, so that's your hands-on project. And that is where I said, like, we thought we were gonna have more of that in this because it's Pandia Press, so that's what we expected. And no, you got one option of something to do. Jan was like, well, what are the other options? I was like, no, that's it. This is one option. Not that they were bad, they were simple, they were good, they were easy, but they just, sometimes they didn't speak to him, and that's okay. So we would just skip the hands-on or create our own. And that's okay, that's okay. But I have been hoping that maybe there was just 1 or 2 options. The science isn't options, but there's so many activities you're doing that you're just constantly doing activities. So I just thought that maybe here they just have options of activities, but they didn't. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So that part was a kind of, so like the book being a little dry for us was a miss, and the activities. The rest of the curriculum was a big hit. So, you know, I think the hits outweigh the misses for us anyways. And I really, especially, if you have multiple kids, this could be such a good curriculum because it's not so involved. You don't have to have, it doesn't take a lot to prep. I can see sitting and all the kids listening to the stories, the hops, and each one filling out their thing. It's perfect for that as well. But yeah, but we overall, we enjoyed it. And then day 4, you have demonstrate. So you're going through the terms and concepts which are in the book, and it's under like the big ideas and the details. And that's really nice. I enjoy that. And then at first we weren't, but now I have him writing those, and that's nice because again, more writing. I'm trying to sneak that in. And then it also has, you can complete 1 or more of the following things, which is short answers and narration, copy work, dictation. So I like the short answers because we actually love discussing things we've read and learned. So they have like some questions there with answers. And then, like they said, they also have narration, and the child can just list 3 important things they've learned about that time period. And then they have the copy work dictation, which I like. They have 2, an easier one and a more difficult one. That's awesome. because again, writing is just so good in this house. We need it. It's something we need. Here's a sample of one of Julian's copy works, and then yes, I really like that a lot. So that is there. I like the copy work a lot for us. So you don't have to do all 3 of those. You don't have to do one of them. You can just do 1, all 3, 2, whatever. So I really enjoyed that, because depending on your day, you may have time for more than 1, and depending on your day, you only do 1. And then day 5 is your final day. It's the enrichment day, and what kid doesn't like going on the web? So you have the Pandia Press web links that take you to some websites that are related to the unit. And then you have your enrichment reading list. So some books that they recommend that you can read to enrich what you've just learned about. And they do have in the back of this book, which is not, was it this one? Yes, I think so. It has in the appendix a list of the books that are used for, I'm gonna show you, because that's really helpful to plan ahead. Yep, here it is. Here's the first page of it anyways. So that's super helpful for prepping, if you like to prep ahead and not be last minute hunting for the books. So that's how you do the 5 days. I really enjoyed it. You don't have to, like I said, you can combine the days. And because he didn't really want to do the hands-on activities that were here, it was already cut down to 4 days for us anyways. But it's very easy to combine multiple days. Overall, I really enjoyed it. We're going to continue with it. It's really enriching our history that we learned last year and adding new things that we didn't learn. I love, they have a lot of good vocabulary in here, and also they tell you the definition of things, and I really appreciate that. Like I remember, like as soon as we started reading it, I loved it, because it said Paleolithic is a term that puts together 2 words from the Greek language, and then, you know, it goes on and on. I don't want to read it all to you, but it's also telling you the origin of these words, and that's something we're working on this year, and I really appreciated that they had that in here. Like I said, obviously we've only been doing it for about 5 or 6 weeks, and so far I've seen that, and I really appreciate having that in there. So that's been great. The copy work, the questions together, it's not even questions, we more just use it as discussion here for us while we're having lunch. So it's not even like, sit down, it's time to do history. I'll have the questions ready on hand and we'll discuss them while we're eating. The map work, the hop, the history hop, we love that. That makes us so happy. And then trying to make sure that was like all the stuff on there. Yes, and so I personally definitely recommend it. Like I said, I really think it's awesome for a family with multiple kids as well. I can see how that would really work. We are enjoying it. We did enjoy it. Like I said, there was those 2 things that didn't work so well for us, if we're being honest with you. And but we do love it. And like I said, we're still using it, and we're going to continue to use it, and it is really enriching our history in our home. Please, I'm going to link below Melanated Gold Review Squad's link, so you can see what other members of our squad have thought of other Pandia Press products that they have tried out. I will also link Pandia Press in the description box below for you all in case you want to check it out. Thank you for stopping by to see our review, and we hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye!